All right, and we are back, and you are watching The Counselor, and I'm your host, Sheldon Stovall. And yes, we're continuing. We're talking about Alzheimer's versus dementia. And I'm kind of viewing all the comments. We're going to go over some of the comments a little later. But we do have our caller on the line, and we're just kind of talking about her story of basically, her mom was being diagnosed with dementia. She was diagnosed, and the doctors referred them to an inpatient program, and the family decided to take it on their own. And so she's kind of telling us some of the things that she's experienced with her mom, the family, untrained professionals trying to care for their mother or their family member. So can you just tell us a bit more? So last we left off, your nephew had to record what was going on sometimes, send it to the family because some of you guys didn't believe what was happening, right?
Right.
Yeah. What was the reaction? Like, what did you do when you seeing your mom? What was your reaction like?
I was like, it's kind of shocked. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. It's behaviors that you're not used to.
Right.
Yeah.
Because with her, being outside, he's telling her to come inside, and she's like, no, I'm not coming inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had her own agenda, like, I'm leaving, because in her mind, with what she was doing, she figured it was real.
Correct.
Like, I gotta pack my stuff. I gotta go.
Yes.
I'm leaving. I gotta move.
That's right.
So to us, we're thinking, like, what is wrong with her?
Yep.
But to her, if she feels that it's reality of what she's doing.
Exactly. And then what, right?
Right.
Okay. So just moving on. So ultimately, after you all had started figuring out that you needed to make, what turned around for you, or what experience made you all think like, oh my gosh, we might need to have her put into a program?
Well, but even though we wanted to put her in the program, we wasn't able to because they were saying because of finances, she didn't qualify for stuff. So then that's when it even got harder because we wanted to put her and couldn't.
Okay.
Because of the finances.
So what was? Yep. Go ahead.
So that means that we just had to, all just ship in together. Where my sister got to the point where.
Okay, so let me just stop you for a second. Mm-hmm. So you're saying that although you were recommended by your physician to put your mom in programming or inpatient care, you medically could not afford to do it.
Right, because they said she didn't qualify.
And so her insurance didn't cover her because she wasn't qualified, even though she was diagnosed.
Right.
Interesting. Now, that's an interesting turn of events. So now, basically, what we're understanding now is that you had no choice but to care for her because your insurance wasn't covering it.
Right.
Correct. All right, so that must have been pretty hard for you all.
So I guess, depending on, what state you live in.
Okay.
Certain states, don't cover.
Okay, so I know Massachusetts does, so she was in a different state.
Right.
What state was this? Just so we can know this.
South Carolina.
Okay, so.
And they go by, and if you own any property or anything like that, they go by that.
Okay.
They say, and so if you got property or anything, then they figure that you don't qualify.
Interesting. Okay, so I know that in Massachusetts, Massachusetts does cover a situation with dementia, but I think that, as you stated, South Carolina, they have some different rules to qualify. So that's good to know.
Right.
Okay. All right. So ultimately, were you able to ever get her into in any inpatient care?
No, just only when she got sick and went into the hospital. They, had her in hospital, but that's, like I said, she had other illnesses as well.
Okay.
So, but she always talk a lot about dead people. She always said she sees her mom and dad, and
Okay, it's delirium. We call it delirium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was tough as well. So I mean, I kind of give you props and give your family props for taking on such a difficult task. Sometimes we take it for granted here in Massachusetts, where a lot of things are covered, right?
Right.
Um, so it was good that your family got together and did the best that they could, and she lived her life out, and she was with her family before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I want to thank you for that, kind of sharing your story with us, caller. It's
Welcome.
very, when we got the appointment, I said, of course, we'll talk about this. So anytime you ever want to get in touch with the show or talk about something or even the subject that we're talking about, you can always get on the calendar. Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll speak with you again.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.